What's up guys, Nightingale here, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering Epic 7. Finally, I know a lot of you have been like, where's the update notice? I've been busy and a lot of that stuff for Nikke was pre-recorded. So, we got a lot to talk about today, and I'm going to cover like a two-in-one thing, because I know you've been wanting to hear my opinion on it, and some of it's irrelevant at this point, but I'll still give you a couple things of something to look for. But first, we're going to cover the update notice real quick, and then we're going to jump into the, and we'll jump into that Awaken stuff at the end of the video. So hang out, it's going to be an interesting opinion thing. So we're back with Chroma Dominial finally to give us more stuff. Arena's ending, hooray, make sure you buy your slate. Hero UI and profile improvements. I mean, they're just trying to give the game a fresh look. It's been 5 years. They're wanting to update it. So, hooray! They're updating the UI. And it looks okay. I've got no real qualms about it. It's new UI. You just got to get used to it. But we're not going to spend any time on this. Background packs. Background pack memory will be Celebrate Hero UI renewal, and that's going to be available from 11/9 to 6/12, and it'll be in your mailbox for 7 days. That's stupid. They should just let it be what it be. Additional memory imprint method. Let's see here. As previously used for memory imprints, can be converted to currencies. Wait, what? As the special heroes previously used for memory imprint have been converted to currencies, the memory imprint method will now be divided into two distinct methods. Memory imprint using the same hero as intended, and then memory imprint using memory imprint ingredients. Okay. This is to conclude the unknown slate. Change into currencies will no longer take space in the hero inventory. About time. Okay, great. The existing memory ingredients will be converted into currencies, and that's all the shards and stuff for all the units that do that. Okay, that's what they're trying to say. I was like, what is this saying? Are we about to now be able to convert? I was about to say, are we able to convert units to imprints just for anybody? That'd have been kind of cool. Alright, next up, custom group summon. Hooray, nobody has any bookmarks anyway, so yeah, good luck being able to summon on this. 11/9 to 12/7. Make sure you're able to clear the first episode, then you get access to this. Go summon what you want. I don't care. Just go have fun. Pick 3 units. Do whatever you want. Have fun. There's no rhyme or reason to what you... With everything that they've been doing, I don't see how anybody has the currency to pull on anything. And you can only get the heroes and definitely the artifacts only once through both the mileage and for powder, so do keep that in mind. Ravi's gonna be the raid up. Don't know why you'd be pulling on this if there's a custom group summon other than the Sigurd Scythe. And Tenebria and Crimson Moon this week as well. Reruns. You've got custom group summon. Go summon on that instead. Other improvements and adjustments. Hero fixed types, the soul burn effects description. For Brawl, Battle, incorrect motion displayed when heroes defeat. Guild, error pop-up message when Guild War specific fixed. World Arena, hero modeling display. Music player, nobody cares. Sound. Multiple voices have been... Special voice lines will be played. Spectre Tenebria, Krau, Sigurd D. Okay, so they're adding it to where they'll say some stuff specifically. Other, they're increasing... Wait, what? The number of artifacts that can be stored in the artifact inventory will be increased to 300. You can increase the size by 5 with 60 status stones each. Oh, okay, so they're basically updating that, giving that more. Lobby illustrations are going to be added. They're adding some up to 32-bit 1080p because some of them do look quite trash for some of the original releases. So this will look a lot cleaner and a lot better. The art always has looked phenomenal in this game. And then lobby art, empty 2-star button will be removed. There was something else. The title for skill devotion, skill up, memory imprint will be adjusted to memory imprint effects. Okay, that's fine. That's what we wanted to cover. Okay, so first off, now we're gonna move over here real quick. So they've canceled the Awaken potential update has been canceled. And that's going to go through maintenance. You're going to get a 5-star hero selector and 20 leaves. I don't know why you're giving out compensation for this. You didn't even do anything about it. You literally did nothing, and you're giving out compensation for saying you had a bad idea or a poorly implemented idea. I mean, cool, great, it's free stuff, but I don't know why you needed to give a selector out for that. Okay. But cool. Free hero for everyone. Alright. We want to talk about this for just a quick second. I know it doesn't really matter, but the idea is that they weren't far off on actually doing something really great, and something I told you guys about a long time ago. Some of you might have been around since days where I would stream, and we would talk about theory crafting of how to improve units for the long term of the game. It actually was something very similar to this Hero Awakening thing, where I talked about adding the Rainbow Star. This was one of the ideas of how we were going to help slowly power creep the game to help make those really hard content things get a little bit easier over the term of the game, because eventually you will have to power creep old units to make them more viable. Some of the issues with some of the older units is they don't do enough in their current stats because their astrological signs are put in the wrong category, which doesn't give them the stats they need. This fixes a lot of 4-star and a lot of 5-star units. You can say whatever you say about the game, but I'm telling you, this is one of the things that would really have helped out. The issue is, it's, from my understanding of going through this, this was based off of imprint. Not just a flat upgrade. Which really... See, it's because it says Potential Blossom. Will be applied to heroes when Awakening 3, aimed to further strengths to mitigate weaknesses. So I don't see what the issue is if they just release this for everybody. The issue is what do you put in each of these units? Because you can't put, at this point, you could not put speed in speed opening units. That would actually break the game. But putting things that are dirt slow that were meant to be a little bit faster, or need to be a little bit faster without having to do other buffs to stuff, this fixes some stuff, because this would have given Crow 8 speed. Now, what does that do? So let's give you an idea. The average Crow, when built right, is somewhere around high 27, 26,000 HP, thick defense, you know, you're up there around 1,800 defense, depending on how well your Crow's built. He's probably sitting somewhere around 180 to 200 something speed, and he's got, I think, around 100 ER is what the well-built Crows typically have. And then it comes down to your choice of you go a little bit faster and add a little more HP, or you go on the Revenge set, and there's many different ways you could play it, and it works out, and it's cool. So if we took my Crow, which is around, I think, 195 speed. If we were to just give him 10 extra speed, he's 205 speed. That's not really a lot. The only thing that would have done for me is made him not speed RNG Dark Corvus. That's it. So 10 speed just added onto him doesn't do much. But 10 speed to an opener changes everything. So this wasn't a horrible idea for the Awakened potential. Where I think people lost it is here in the potential blossom effects, which goes off the imprint. This specific key function was garbage to begin with. I'm sorry. This was never... This is what people were enraged about, and this doesn't make sense. Why would we want to... Why do you want to give Crow, right off the bat, Escort? Are you trying, like, the whole idea was to put him on Arius. I guess now you'd put him on Arius, then at that point you would want to put him on some other, maybe defense-based artifact to boost his defense, and there's a couple ideas I could have had by him having Escort. But here's the thing. At the start of the battle, grants him escort. He does not keep it for the rest of the fight, so at that point, once escort's gone, you kind of need, unless there was some way to trigger it. I haven't really read too deep on how he would keep, if he would keep escort. But for the first, let's say the opening of the fight, he has escort. Cool. Well, there's enough strippers out there that have high enough effectiveness to strip that off of him, potentially. Because I'm going to be chucking all into HP, so my F-res is really just to stop being provoked from lighter tanks, is all it really is to stop being provoked locked from them. Or silenced from low effectiveness units. That's all that was there for. It was never to, I'm going to go into a debuff comp and be stupid and let my crowd not get debuffed. That was never the case. So it starts out as a decent idea, and then it gets ruined by this. This is what I think killed the update for me. The issue, another issue is how they were going to do this. So it says, for the existing heroes, we intend to introduce Awaken potentials for 4 heroes every 16 weeks. There's 200-something units in the game. And you're only going to do 4 every 16 weeks? No. As for the 4 to 5 newly released during these 60 weeks, they are new or limited. Will have their potential awakened upon release. Here's how this needs to happen. There is no 16-week release. It's all at once. If it can be done, it's all done. Now, they may not have the dev time on it. This was them trying to get it in too early. That's really where another issue is. This system that I talked about had to be done all at once. It's an all-at-once thing. It does not, you do not need to have it to where, I get the idea that they were going to try to promote units to come back by giving them the special advantage, but that's not really the right idea. You just need to do this all at once to be done with it. It was a botched idea. They've announced, that they're going to, they're recalling the idea, but as I wanted just to point out, this wasn't too far off from actually being the right idea. They just messed up in one key point, and I wanted you guys to hear my 2 cents on it, because this was literally an idea, because I mentioned one of 2 things need to happen. They either needed to increase the level cap of the unit, or they needed to increase and do the Rainbow Star trick, and add stats through that. That's been one of my balance changes for a long time, but it all circled back to the first thing that nobody seems to talk about anymore, which was keeping them on updating all of the astrological signs. They mentioned a long time ago that this was going to be a key part of their balancing act, and they did it for Soul Weavers, and it was phenomenal at what they did for them. It fixed so many different Soul Weavers, but that's all they did. They didn't address anybody else. If they were to go back and address those astrological signs again and give them the astrological, let me put it this way so it makes sense to you all. Astrological signs make no sense in this game, other than you can predict what the unit will have based off of what the sign means. But when you assign something, let's say Wanderer Silk, who damage is based off of attack now, she has nothing in that astrological sign that even helps her do damage, because they're not interested in having her as a damaged unit. They're wanting her to be a buffer, debuffer type thing. So everything in her kit is based around effectiveness, I believe. I believe it's like effectiveness. But she has nothing to boost damage or survivability. She has a botched astrological sign. She has nothing in there to help her out. It's just weird. And that's just one example. There were many units that we had looked at over that time period where we were talking about the balance of all the units, where we went through and sat down and covered many different units, looking at their astrological signs and going, do these specific 6 updates or upgrades to a unit make sense? Most of them did to a lot of key units. Then you could tell where they just didn't care or they didn't know what to do with them. And they made it a little weird because they had to force it into this narrative of what they do with that specific sign, or that specific sign on that specific class. So an Ares warrior is not the same as an Ares assassin, but they have similar functions. But when you hear an Ares assassin, you already know, are just out the gate, things gonna be lightning fast. But that needs to change. You shouldn't have every Ares assassin being the fastest unit in the game. At least that's how it is with the 5 stars. You should be able to change them up and have a slower Ares assassin because it's based off of what the unit is designed to do. But let's be real. This is a speed meta game. That's all they care about. They only care about one playstyle. They do not care about a lot of things in this game. I get reamed for this all the time, saying that I'm the one who has the negative outlook on this. No, I'm the one who's kept a very consistent outlook throughout most of the game. Yes, I disagree with a lot of things they're trying to do, but it's because I'm looking for a better future for it. No matter what you need to take away from what I say on a lot of these videos, even being hypercritical, it's because I love the game. It's got a great art style. I love the longevity of the play style of it, that I could sit down and I could waste 3-4 hours a day on the game, playing around and feeling like I'm playing the game. I'm not just sitting around checking in on it like I would Black Desert if I was cooking. Where I can spend 14 hours on a day cooking away in Black Desert, but I literally do nothing other than watch my character stir a pot. I can actually feel like I'm playing the game here. I'm critical because I want the game to succeed. I don't want Epic 7 to go under. I think it's got a great IP. I love the characters. I love a lot about the game. What you've noticed, and you've heard a lot of negativity from me, is because I'm not afraid to call them out. And it seems like every time we have to call them out on something new. And it doesn't change. Every single update, something comes out where they just completely facepalm an update. Because, as I've said, their creative directing needs to be fired. Whoever's behind it needs to stop. You have proof of this by this update. This is the same people that are pushing this crap out, taking a great idea and ruined it. We need extra stats in the game. Now, some of you in PvP are probably going to go, no, we don't. Yeah, we do. You just don't need to benefit in the speed category for the speed chasing. Now, to rectify some of that, some of those slower units do need to get speed, but not the fast ones. They need to get other things in their kit to help them out. There's more that can be done to them than just making them go faster. Add other things to it to help change diversity of builds. That's what we want here. We want diversity. You don't have that. It's a one-way cesspool right now. And I hope that changes. I hope that people can actually, hope this is a start of something. But I don't know if the player base is still here strong enough to get that through. At this point, it's probably, this is one of the last stands of the community has. You can go look at the numbers. Things aren't going well for the game. Consistently selling about the same, but who's keeping it alive? Is it stupidity? Is it a select diehard set of fans that don't care regardless of what happens? Is it a little bit of both? Is it is it people just wanting to hang on to hang on? But when you go look at numbers in terms of like consecutive amount of players playing RTA, that's dropped consistently over the last 4 seasons. Over 20% in some categories. What does that tell you? 20% drop every single month, other than one where it spiked dramatically because everybody for a while it seemed like they had a chance to compete and dropped down to nothing. They need some change. They need to bring new life to the game. That's all this is. This was a shot at doing it, executed in the wrong direction. That ruined it. This was okay. But the issue is, as I said, right Wherever the 16-week thing is. Wherever they talked about the 16 weeks. There. Every 16 weeks for 4 units? No. That would take over 2 years for them to get the units caught up. No. Not cutting it. So, glad they canceled it. Sucks because, like I said, it was a cool idea to start with. We'll have to see what they come up with in the future. Maybe they can salvage the idea and turn it around. Kick out this imprint crap and do it all at once. And I think I'm good with the Awaken potential idea because, like I said, we need stats, make other things easier, change some stuff up, help units that need specific stats. Because here's the thing, there's no rule against this thing saying a unit that's really HP starved that can't get it, set up 4 out of the 6 to be HP. Who cares? There's nothing to say they couldn't do that. That type of stuff can drastically fix units without having to go through these absurd balance patches that they throw out where they seem to just be fixated on a few key mechanic things. You could honestly kind of fix the effect res thing if you slammed effect res on 4 out of the 6. And that's 6 rolls if you really wanted to get down to it of that's a full piece of 50 ER you could add into a kit instantaneously. It would help out. But again, it's a 2-to-1 ratio, so it's a drop of water in a large bucket of sand, but still, it would be a step forward. So yeah, that's it. That's what's been happening. I know you guys were probably wanting a more fired up approach to this, but I don't really have one because it's not. One, it's not happening. 2, like I said, it was an idea that I had. This was a direction I took it in, just implemented a little bit different. So we'll see what they do in the future. This week seems to be pretty chill. Nothing really coming on. So we'll check out next week's update notice and see what's going on. Hopefully you guys have currency and stuff to summon. And let's see what the rest of the year is going to have. What's coming next? Because our anniversary, actually, never mind. Our anniversary is today. Today is the North American anniversary, or the global anniversary of Epic 7. So, happy, whatever year it is now for him. 5 years anniversary. Kind of sucks. There's not that much hype there. Kind of sad when you actually go back and think about that. Anyway, you guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one.